Book of Mormon is coming to Central Florida's coast. I'm News 6 producer Brooke Savage. Charity Arianna plays Nabulungi in the show. She is here to tell us all about it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
So first off, this show has won 9 Tony Awards. What is it about and what can people expect?
So this musical is about 2 mismatched missionaries that go on the journey of a lifetime to tell the good word. It is full of comedy. You will definitely be belly laughing the entire time. But there's also so much heart and so much joy and found family in this musical. So it's really, really exciting.
That's a good point. And there's so many great songs in the show. I'm obsessed with it. What's your favorite part or your favorite song?
My favorite part, I would say the entire thing is just a masterpiece in itself. Like truly every single song is so important. But I love the end of Act 1. I just feel like it is such a boom and it's it's a very exciting surprise.
Is that the Man Up song?
Yes.
Yes, I did really love that number. That was one of my favorite parts for sure. What made you want to audition for this show?
So I got an audition through email, and then I remember going in for it, not really knowing what to expect. And the more research I did, the more it kind of drew me in, like the comedy aspect of it, also the beautiful story that unfolds throughout, just really, really hooked me as an actress.
Wow, and how long have you been on tour?
I've been on tour with this company since February, so it's been a long time, but it's also really, really exciting and new every single day.
And as you know, the show mentioned several cities. I know when the show came to Orlando last year, the audience loved it. Your character sings a song about Salt Lake City. Have you ever been to Salt Lake City?
I've not been to Salt Lake City, but I know they did one time and it was electric. So I can't wait to go again if we decide to do that this season. It'll be really exciting.
Is there any behind the scenes tidbits that a lot of people don't know about? I know you probably don't want to reveal some of the surprises, but I do remember watching the show and being like, how did they do that?
Honestly, I think that's the magic of theater, being in the audience and being able to just escape from reality and to be able to be wowed on stage. So I wouldn't want to give anything away, but I definitely think it's worth seeing if you want to be surprised and it's truly a magical experience.
And how do you relate to your character?
She's a dreamer, just like me. I think she's resilient. She's a fighter, and I think that's really important to see on stage. It's something that I look up to in her, and I try to pull from every single day.
And here's a fun question. If you could play any other character in the show, who would it be and why?
That's an amazing question. I mean, Cunningham is like the obvious answer. He's so cool to me. Like I just think he's hilarious and he's amazing. But honestly, I've been a swing before, so I've played most of the female roles on stage, and every single role is important to the show, no matter how big, no matter how small. Like they're all so much fun.
You know, you mentioned being a swing. I don't think a lot of people realize how much work it is to be a swing. Isn't it almost like you're doing double the work?
Honestly, it's kind of like emergency. It's like you're on deck, you're watching the show and you're just prepared for pretty much anything. I think swinging is incredibly amazing, and I think every swing is so deserving, and especially ours. They're very, very resilient, and so it's pretty amazing.
Because it's not only like you have to learn the lines of being part of the company, you also have to memorize the lines of a few characters, right?
Yeah. You kind of just learn the whole show in its entirety, and you have a bunch of rules to learn. But I think that's what makes it so much fun because you kind of get to create your character and your part in the show. It's really cool.
And I apologize if you already mentioned this, but since you said you landed the role, talk us through the process of getting to your character, I mean, did you have to practice a lot? I know sometimes people go to New York to practice or rehearse.
Yeah. We definitely have a bunch of rehearsals in the beginning of the season just to, make sure everyone's on the same page. We have a bunch of new people this season. It's very exciting. I would say preparing for Navalungi, definitely a big feat, but since I kind of already knew the show, it was very, very exciting to finally be able to craft myself into Nava. And it's honestly every single day I learn something new that I can add to her character, and it's very exciting.
That is cool. And what does it take to play your character? Because I don't think a lot of people realize how physical it is just to be in a show between all the singing and dancing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of work, and our cast does a lot of work outside, like behind the scenes and on stage. But I honestly think what fuels us the most is the audience. Like, I love hearing the audience. I love being able to feel the energy, and so every show is just so exciting, and it fuels me for the next one, truly.
That is cool. Yeah, there definitely is a lot of excitement and laughter from the audience. I'm sure you guys get to have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Do you or any of the other actors ever do any sort of like ad-libbed jokes or anything like that?
The script itself is already so comedic, so there's not really a need to add anything really extra. But obviously, every single day on stage, we keep it fresh and we keep it and new for every person in the audience. And sometimes for us, there's surprises. You never really know on stage.
Absolutely. And I'm sure like maybe you might like the timing might be different or maybe you might say a line a different way that might be hilarious. Is that what you mean by keeping it fresh?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we kind of get our fuel from the audience and just how we're feeling that day, and so every show is fresh in that exact way, actually. So.
Cool. And so tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where are you from and how did you get into acting?
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, so I'm really, really excited to be coming to Melbourne. My family's actually coming to the show, so that's really, really exciting. Very full circle for me. I got into acting in high school. I started like freshman year, not really knowing like if I would like it. I just knew that I really, really loved to sing. Singing is my favorite thing to do. And so once I knew you could pair singing with like beautiful costumes and comedy, honestly, it became the correct path for me. And I studied at AMDA in New York City, and then ever since I've been on tour.
Wow, I don't think I realized you were from Jacksonville. That is so cool. Do you
Yes.
do you have do you have a message for other, Floridians who want to get into Broadway and maybe feel like it's out of reach?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I mean, I felt the exact same way, but honestly, if it's for you, it will not miss you. That's my biggest philosophy. A lot of hard work went into this, my support from my family and my friends. The day that I perform, I remind myself that, and I like to, it's in my bio, honestly. Like, I want to show that Black girls from Florida can make room on stage for us because we're coming through. And it's all just really, really exciting.
That is so cool. And so you mentioned how your family is coming to your Melbourne show. What is some of the feedback you've received from them or even from some of the audience maybe after the show?
I enjoy every single time that I get to interact with an audience member, whether it's outside or wherever online. Honestly, the biggest thing that they take away is the joy and the laughter, and that is my favorite thing. My family has seen the show before, and they absolutely loved it. They thought it was hilarious, but it's also a nice balance of an emotional journey as well as the comedy. And so I think in this musical it does a great job of marrying the two, and so I love when people come out of the theater feeling changed, feeling excited. It's all very, very heartwarming.
Absolutely. That's how I felt. I definitely like mark this as now one of like my favorite musicals for sure. It is very exciting how we get to see it here in Florida and it is Broadway quality.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, is there anything else you want to bring up about the show?
Come see us. We'll be in town December 15th and the 16th. So I'm very, very excited.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Well,
Thank you so
again,
much for having me.
yeah, and again, the show will be at the King Center December 15th and 16th. I posted the details on clickorlando.com/setting the stage. In the newsroom, Brooke Savage, News 6.